right, here we are.
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
Well, we're at the end of our first week of launching Good Morning Enablement, which...
It's just been fun.
Yeah, it's been amazing getting it together.
And what are we doing right now?
I think that right now...
We are celebrating our lunch.
We are. That is absolutely right. And we're in a beautiful location. Matt, where are we?
We're in lovely Southern California where the wind is blowing through our set and we're feeling really good right now.
Yeah.
Celebrating the launch, as they said, and just having a great day.
It is. We're in an amazing location. It's probably a bit odd. You're thinking, what is that? Is that an Airstream? Yes, it is. We wanted to do our celebration in a cool little location. So when we finish up today, we can go and have a nice little drink and celebrate that we finally got it launched.
That's right. Enablement.
Absolutely.
Live.
Yeah, and we are a bit casual as a result.
We are.
And one thing that I don't know if we've fully figured out yet is what are we going to call this this new series of video that we're kicking off?
The Friday ones?
Yeah, the Friday ones.
Oh, we didn't even tell them that we're doing a Friday one.
No, this is a Friday
We're
one.
doing a Friday one. Tell them we're doing a Friday one.
This is a Friday one, and how I'm dressed, pretty casual. I think we should call it Casual Fridays.
Yes, I love that.
Casual Fridays works.
Awesome. So, okay, what are Casual Fridays about? Let's figure that out for them.
Well, it's definitely the recap of the wonderful, productive week that we've had, that you've all had, and just discuss anything that has come up this week, new, and catch up on just what's going on in our lives and on our business lives and our enablement lives.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And hey, you guys you all please chat us and text us because we're going to be reading it, not right now, obviously, in the moment, because our phones are over there. But we will definitely catch up afterwards, right?
Absolutely.
And we'll respond and put any commentary we can. So, celebrations for this week. What you got, Rog?
Well, there was a birthday
Yes,
that they had. And that birthday, when I was trying to figure out topics, it's like there's a celebration. But the thing that ties it back into Good Morning Enablement is that you've got to celebrate your successes as a team, and you've got to celebrate your successful team members. And we've worked together on so many projects where sometimes you're going 1,000 miles per hour, and it's possible to forget to recognize somebody or forget to sit back and say that you did a great job or we did a great job. And I think that, in tune with all the celebration stuff, let's talk about celebrating teams and how to recognize people and how to get the motivation going.
I love that. I love that. I mean, I do generally try to do it, but let's have this chat then. So, Matt, you've worked with tons and tons of graphic designers and executives actually in everything you've been doing. Do you have any cool examples that you could share either recently or from the past of how you would celebrate wins with your team?
Absolutely. A lot of times, especially on Fridays, wrapping up the week, and your team would come together in a way that I like to do would be to have my one-on-ones on Friday. So just letting them give their temperature of how the week went. If it was good, it was bad, what their problems are, but sharing that and sharing the wins also, letting them know what you've heard, anything that has come down from the top that you haven't had a moment to share with your team. The one-on-ones are the perfect moment. It could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour, an hour even, if you really like to talk and if your team member likes to talk. But just setting aside that time as you're winding the week down and letting them know how things are going, how their life is going. It's not all about work, but Fridays are a good time to wrap that up.
That's really awesome. I mean, from my lens, when I have a group of direct reports together, because there's multiple ways of celebrating the individuals in the moment, via email, doing some kind of monthly in an all-hands meeting with your team, doing an unsung hero, calling out a specific task. But even as simple as in a weekly one-to-one, like you said, I'm saying from my lens in a direct report meeting, just checking in with them first and then asking, hey, what have you done this week that you think was like rock and roll? Tell me about it. Just giving them a place to be heard as well
Absolutely.
is part of celebrating success. How often does someone get to say to their leader or their leader's leader, yeah, I just worked on this amazing sales playbook. It went really well. The field are really into it. I mean, that's coming from my lens, I think that's a nice way to do it.
Yeah, as I managed more and more people, one of the things I rolled into my one-on-ones was, what did you do this week that you're really proud of?
Nice.
Because I got to the point where so many people are doing great things, sometimes they can be overlooked.
Yeah.
And when I'm working with developers, sometimes they might be a little bit shy and not always speak up for themselves or not want to be in a spotlight. So integrating that into my one-on-ones, it gave them the opportunity to say, hey, this is something great that I did.
Yeah.
And I could give them instant feedback and let them know. And then as a manager, it's like I like to track those outstanding things for when the review process comes up. So,
right.
So it's helpful because you don't always, as much as you want to, you can't always see what everyone's doing.
That's right.
When it's a big organization. So it's something that I found to be helpful.
No, you're absolutely right. I feel like the more responsibility you have or the higher you get in an organization, you become a little bit, if you allow yourself to be, you can become a bit disconnected to all of your contributors in your organization. So how do you celebrate those successes? Well, from my lens, I rely on my direct leadership to rely on their direct leadership to cascade down that approach of, to your point, like, what are you most proud of this week? Or what can I showcase for you? What can we talk about? And what I try to do is when I have an all hands, I want the individual contributor, not necessarily the manager, to be the person talking about what they did and giving them a moment in front of all of their peer group to share that success. And then me personally, I send up reports upwards, like, here's what's happened this week, this month, to the executives, wherever I am, and I'll make sure I call out that individual. I love giving the credit to my team.
Absolutely.
Like the individual especially as well. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was on your team, and there were a number of us managers, we all just had the unspoken agreement that we're never going to nominate ourselves for any award.
That's right.
Because, I'm strong because of my team.
Yes.
And I just want the recognition to go to my team. And that was just something I was proud of, is just, not stealing from anybody, just giving them the kudos and recognizing them.
Yeah. Gives them a voice on grander scale than they're used to.
Absolutely.
Team is bigger, or you have an all hands of a certain amount of employees dialing in on that or being in person, to have them be able to tell the whole team what they've accomplished and have that pride and to be recognized however way they feel comfortable. Some people don't like speaking, but to be able to be recognized and stand out and say, good job, that will go a long way.
Absolutely. And I think as well, like, once you start a rhythm like that, it becomes the norm. And when something becomes the norm, people get excited about being that person who's then being called forward, for their good work. But what I really liked about what you said, Matt, was when you're saying some people don't like to be in the limelight, don't like to be called out in, some of the meetings or whatever. And so one of the ways I combated that was doing the recognitions in the team meeting. When you give a certificate or an award out, you're showcasing it outward to them, but you're not forcing them to, speak unless they truly, truly want to. So I thought that was a really, really good point, a salient point that you made, because not everybody likes to be the face, in the spotlight. Just not everyone's built that way.
Absolutely.
So it's good.
With those good things, it also develops a team culture and hopefully reflects the culture of the whole corporation. If you're developing that is culture. That's what you are doing day to day, week by week, and keeping the employees, everyone that's managing and everyone that's part of the team, getting them as a positive culture, not a negative culture where they're just working day by day. You help them celebrate.
That culture shifted when Matt, you did such a great job on Project A, and Matt, you say back to me, oh no, I'm just presenting this to you. This was, so-and-so on my team did all the work. Yeah. I just remember that I knew we were making real progress on the culture when people, presenting would give credit where credit was due.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's a great shift.
Yeah, I really, really like that. Sorry, I was thinking about a time when we've all celebrated success together. I hope it's okay, gentlemen, that I share this story, but one of the things that we used to do, we've worked on so many sales kickoffs in our career. We've had the blessing, I call it a blessing, that's why we're here today, in the GME non-for-profit Thought Leaders channel, right? Like, we decided to try to give back and share some of the insights that we've learned along the way. And so we must have worked on, like, I don't know, maybe in HP there were tons. Like every quarter we had a sales kickoff, if you will, like a quarterly kickoff. So we probably collectively have worked on, I don't know, let's call it 25 together, right?
Sure.
Like, you've probably worked on hundreds in your capacity, and so have you in different ways. But together, I think we've worked on, about 25 kickoffs, ranging from, like, I don't know, 1,000 minimum to 10,000. That was the one where I actually met you, was in the 10,000 one.
That was a big one, yeah.
That was a big one with the ice and with the igloo and whatnot. That was hilarious. But the way that I liked us to celebrate success was, it's no good trying to party, or enjoy yourself when you're running a show. Like, when you're responsible for so many people or responsible for so many things, if you checked out and tried to celebrate in the moment with everybody else, you lose what's going on when you're accountable for it in your different areas. So one of the things that because you've been part of it and you can share your stories, but one of the things I like to do is at the end of a large event is when everybody actually leaves, our core team is normally responsible to do the takedown, get everything packed up that needs to go back to vendors or back to the office or wherever it needs to go, make sure everything's in situ, finish off with the hotel. So me personally, I like to get everyone together when everyone is left in the afternoon on that final day, and then everyone goes and has a sleep, and then we come back down and then we have a lovely time. And every single one of those I have enjoyed immensely, and I've got amazing experiences mentally to live with me for the rest of my life, because it was celebrating, all of the lack of sleep, the people coming back saying that was amazing, and that was joy in itself. But to be able to give back to the team that was responsible, that always meant a great deal to me.
Yeah, but when you're in that retrospective mode, all of a sudden this is the stuff we did. This is the great stuff. This is what I'm proud of. And if you start celebrating too soon, it's not going to be that conversation. It's going to be, this went wrong. How do I fix it? Oh my gosh, this didn't show up. What am I going to do? So it sort of shields the celebration from any negativity. And to be honest, who can go out? Oh, I know there's going to be plenty of people who could go out drinking every night and get up at 6 a.m. to perform the next day. It's just easy. It's just easier to save it.
Good for the
save it till the end. Save it till the end.
I've always appreciated that, the teamwork, the months and months of planning, meetings, preparation, rehearsals, scheduling, all of the things that go into a successful sales kickoff.
Yeah.
And you're working with these people. Some of them you may not have met in person yet, and you're fortunate to be able to travel to an event and see that person. You could give them a handshake, a hug. You could celebrate with them, break bread, and have a few libations if you'd like, and just blow off some steam and really understand what you've accomplished as a team. It's a team project, and those sales kickoffs can be a lot of work. And to have that time to blow it off, I know I've always appreciated that.
Yeah, no, me too. This might be a nice way to wrap it up if you agree, but I think, like, from an enablement community, I have to tell you that when you go through a sales kickoff, behind the closed doors, behind the curtain, the piece that the CROs, the CEO, the CMOs, the piece that no one sees, there are hours and hours of prep. There's hours of post prep, like post work afterwards. But during the moment, in the physical days you're there, I promise you, most of your team, as you know, are working 10 to 16 hour days. So I'll close it on this day. No, just please make sure that you celebrate with them, immediately after the event, if time allows it. They will really appreciate the fact that they were able to decompress in the moment after the event, even if it's a nice dinner to say thank you. That's always worked for me, and these wonderful human beings were validating that. So it seems like it was a good way to celebrate success, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. See you next week.
See you next week.